You might have seen Tina Rix featured on Good Day Austin's Tuning In segment many times as an Austin musician. Well, she's also a licensed marriage and family therapist with 17 years of experience. She's also a crisis incident first responder, so she traveled to Uvalde this week to provide on-site trauma and grief therapy. Good Day Austin's Libby Farrow spoke with her.
And I got the call Tuesday night, I believe, and I just kind of rushed on down there Wednesday and was there with the families. Met with some of the students and some that were in the same hallway, and overheard the discussions of some children that, you know, one girl's best friend died on her. It's just very disturbing. The families are, I believe that they're still like in a state of shock. Mainly sat with one family of about 5, and the third grader was in the same hallway, and you know, he finally got to kind of process some of that, and it's just, the emotions are swinging like a pendulum, kind of like angry, scared, distraught, numb, not quite sure what's going on, and all that's pretty normal for such a type of a situation like this. Those are normal stages of grief, and this isn't like normal grief. It's like coming out of a war zone in elementary school. They're gonna need a lot of support, and prayers and well wishes are good, but we've got to take some action in making sure that they have actual mental health services.
You talk about how you sat down with a family, but you also sat down with a student. Yeah. How do you even start to talk about that?
You know, the family, they wanted to ask me, was it okay to show him the students that passed away? And I said, I believe so, yeah. I think he needs to process everything that's happened and, you know, begin to put the story together. That way he can understand what he went through and start, you know, processing, healing from it. So we all looked at the pictures with him of the students, and one of them was his friend that he played with a lot in PE, and his buddy. And that's when you saw the emotions kind of, you know, I kind of hit him there. So I kind of kind of sat with him and let him kind of process that and close his eyes and just take deep breaths and get in touch with his feelings. And he was feeling angry and sad.
I'm sure it's going to be hard for those students to, you know, eventually go back to school. And a lot of families are dealing with that right now, and how to prep and have the conversation with their children. Do you have any, you know, tips or advice as to how they should have those conversations?
I think working together as a community, you know, with all the students that have been impacted, any kind of services for the children, memorial services, visuals, the community to come together as a whole. As a family therapist, I kind of work with systems. So I look at the family system, but I also, when I'm working with disasters, catastrophes, mass shootings, I also work systemically. So I say, how did this happen? What is the pattern? I'm looking for patterns, and I'm looking for things that happen all the time. It sounds like the same story, right? It's a child that's bullied, and I mean, there's people that can attest to him being bullied for years. It seemed like he fell through the cracks and nobody really cared. And what happens a lot with these children is they want somebody to care. They're going to be remembered. Since you don't want to remember me, I'll make you remember me. That's pretty much what happens over time.
You sat down with some of the victims' parents in Uvalde. Kind of tell me, if you can, what they're thinking towards the gunmen and just their overall thoughts.
Safety. Their children being safe at school is really the running theme. They want to make sure that their kids are safe, and there needs to be some type of immediate action. How we move forward is not forgetting any one of those children that passed away, not forgetting any of those children that passed away in Florida, Parkland, not forgetting any of the students, even as far back as Columbine, and making sure that those stories stay alive about who they were, and making sure that we value life. When we see these stories happen, it's just kind of like becoming, oh, you scroll by it on your Instagram and you're like, wow, again. And, you know, we're becoming desensitized to it, and it's getting closer and closer and closer to home. I think that there's no excuse for shooting up children, period. But I believe that we have to be our neighbor's keeper, and we have to make sure that when someone is sick from being bullied, or difficulties at home, and all these different stories coming out, where was the help? And if there isn't any mental health services in that county, that's not acceptable either. We have to have mental health services as prominent as we have healthcare facilities and ERs and urgent cares. All those things need to be accessible in the mental health and behavioral health realm as well.
You think when it's time for these kids to go back to school, you think the fear is going to be up more? I mean, how do you prep a student who has been a part of a mass shooting? How do you prep them to go back to school?
That's a wonderful question. I think that there will definitely be fear. I think that there will definitely be nervousness, but I believe that the community is strong. It's a very strong, tight-knit community, and they appear to be resilient. Those children appear to be extremely resilient and continue to process, stay in therapy throughout the summer and continue to process what's been going on, and also work on honoring those that lost their lives by making sure that mental health care is taken more seriously going into the next school year.
Tina and her company, Better Path Family Counseling and Consulting, still offering their services to families in Uvalde and here in Central Texas. For more information, you can go to betterpathcounseling.com.